Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, my pretties. Today I'm joined by the lovely Lich VT over on Twitch and should be making their own streaming YouTube channel soon. Do that, don't forget. To talk about the first two episodes of the Doctor Who spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, and oh boy, isn't that title a mouthful.
Oh, we're gonna have to find something. We're gonna have to shorten it somehow. See what the community's nicknames this thing.
I'm just gonna go Land Sea War.
See, that's why I was going to go for just Land Sea War, and that's it.
Yeah, really cutting it down. Anyway, I will say, off the top of my head, real quick, what I was worried about this show, and it's still ongoing. We're going to be talking about episodes 1 and 2, because we just watched that. We did a whole stream of reacting to it. If you want to check that out over on Lich VT's Twitch channel, hopefully they'll upload a VOD somewhere else. Anywho, first thought I had off the top of the head was worried about, like, the double-edged sword of this nature. Either it's just as bad as the rest of, like, Je ne sais quoi, the current era of Doctor Who, or if it's like somehow spectacularly good, it's like F you, why isn't Disney Who that good? And the other thing I was thinking about is like, worried about is like the show getting overglazed for being like mid as opposed to bad, if it ends up just being, you know, mid compared to like how bad Disney Who has been. Which is an acceptable option for the show. I feel like there's a lot of nitpicks we have. Things like we could have like had written better ourselves, or like, you know, give better guidance on. Like fundamentally, I can't think of like major flaws that are as bad as like anything that's happened recently in like Disney Who. But like the end, especially the ending seasons, it's just like a lot that could be better. But, you know, it's not exactly terrible. God, the main character, Barclay, what's his name?
Barclay's something in French.
Yeah. His actor is doing a phenomenal job.
Oh,
the way
he's definitely trying. He's doing his best and above and beyond.
I would say, like, he is a very good actor, because I completely believe him in the role. But, like, he's just written ever so slightly incompetent. He's supposed to be like someone out of his head, seemingly one-time backup for somebody, and then got filed in the system as a permanent backup for them, despite not being all that qualified for it. And it just coasts on despite like his actual role. And like I can believe that is HR F up on Unit's part. You know, but then, like, what was it? Immediately on a plane scene, he can't remember his login credentials, and that's like,
he forgets his
that's a
password
bridge
twice,
too far.
and it's never brought up again. It's like, how does he get access for anything?
It's truly wildly baffling, and that's like a bridge too far for me. Because like, a theme of his character is like being out of his depth and getting overwhelmed while still trying to do the right thing to, you know, help the situation, help the world. While still being like overwhelmed by everything. And that can be a kind of compelling arc to watch a character go on, especially done by a good actor, but like he just needs to be a little bit more competent at times, a little bit more clever and cunning, especially because like that's what the audience of like Doctor Who has come to expect from our protagonist. He's the protagonist of the series. The closest we have to like an antagonist is like Kate Stewart, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like within like the 7th episode when she's like properly introduced. Just got interrupted. Got interrupted. Sorry about that, people. We were talking about Kate Stewart basically being the antagonist. Literally with getting introduced within first episode 2. She kidnaps like Barclay's like daughter and ex-wife.
Yeah.
Basically extrajudicially without any warrant or like legal justification for it. And then like mockingly threats him, Barclay, he mockingly threatens him by saying, "Oh, did I forget my gun?" No, flashes it. Like, what?
Well, it's like, what was the point? Well, that's just cruel.
Yeah,
that's
and it's so like,
cruel.
Again, I mentioned this like before. A broad issue I have, it feels like, is like once she was introduced, like Moffat just assumed we would transfer all our like fondness and affection for the brigadier onto his daughter, but no, that has to be earned and worked towards in its own right. And like a lot of the things she does is just like downright sus and suspicious. Well, suspicious and like cruel and authoritarian. Like again, like the whole memory life thing, kidnapping the doctor, the 12th Doctor, like for no good reason whatsoever. And just again, like this series itself reinforces the fact that she's like a control freak that wants to be able to like manipulate everything. Like Barkley doesn't go entirely perfectly on script all the time, like some inhuman puppet, and she says this is like working with the doctor. It's like, what?
Yeah, it makes no sense. It's like, it's like how dare she bring up the doctor's name in this at that point. It's like, how dare you? Dude, this is nothing. The doctor would have none of this.
It is just a bizarre, like, very revealing insight into her character to feel like because she cannot control someone, she is comparing them to the doctor. Yeah. Like, it says so many negative things about her character, especially like how dumb she is. Because like again, all this threatening is going on after like again the Sea Devils. They want to call them the Homo Aquatic or something. As like now
it's Homo Aqua, and then
it's very stupid, and we're sticking with the Sea Devils.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically for all of them.
It's much better.
Yeah. Anywho, after finding out, like, oh, because, like, Barkley showed some respect to our dead, that we killed 2 people in order to get back, you know, we want him to be our ambassador. And, like, it literally has to reiterate, like, why this happened in the very first place. And shows, like, again, an example of, like, operational security that the unit is performing. Only just then doing like a thorough background check on somebody that has been in employ for some time, which proves to be a pattern for them late in the episode, because somebody else gets bribed to like hand tissue samples. Yeah, a research assistant is bribed to hand tissue samples to executive in league with like various like He's an evil CEO that like has his like the ear of the prime minister and is working with like a American and French military personnel. Anyhow, he gets bribed by like with the UK citizenship he's able to acquire for him, which is baffling. Unit isn't able to provide that, and again, astonishing. They have that kind of like OPSEC failure. It's like just leaking everywhere.
It's just terrible.
Yeah, and like his identity, which they want to keep secret for some reason, as ambassador, gets leaked by said French military person, and she gets left back in. Yeah. Despite the evidence of the crime, it's like so stupid.
She gets allowed back in, even though they trace it back to her basically immediately.
Yeah, like they're not competent enough to prevent it, or even notice as the phone makes a loud clicking sound. But they can trace it back immediately after the fact. It's convenient to the plot.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I just don't understand why this would be why nobody looked through the either the script or the footage or anything and just went,
yeah.
Should we rewrite this section? Take out the section because
that is a problem. It feels like
sense.
It feels like this script needed another pass, like be fully up the stuff. Again, this is like a military person just pulling out the phone to take a picture as opposed to using any kind of spy covert equipment to do it.
Nothing.
Like the Truman Show was like saying, oh, let's have like cameras in the buttons here. And this is like decades later with advanced alien technology in play, you know? And like they're not able to do anything of that nature, and it's absolutely baffling. To focus on the first episode a little bit, conflict comes to stirring between the humans and the Sea Devils, because one, for somehow, some inexplicable reason, is caught in a fishing net, you know, on a fishing vessel.
It's never explained why that Sea Devil is there.
I mean, it's just there for the plot, but anyhow, he gets shot in the head. And then, like, in order to retrieve his body, the Sea Devils basically pull, what was it, the whatever the 11th Doctor episode of Silurians were, but more wet this time, pulling them into Earth, killing 2 of them. But like again, it is like a false equivalency here because while it's still bad, I would equate the murder of the Sea Devil in particular to like manslaughter, one of the lesser degrees of like murder. Yeah. Well, like the murder of these two military unit officers is first degree murder in order to retrieve a corpse that you could have like asked for back.
So we could have just gone, hey, that's ours. That's ours. Can we have that back, please? Please.
Yeah, it's truly baffling.
It's not like the corpse had anything on it that the humans knew was like important or anything. All they knew was about this like pearl. Oh god, the fucking pearl. That's a plot.
It seems to be like the control mechanism for the technology, as far as we can see.
Yeah.
But again, it's like all they had to do was like ask for it back, and instead they like murder two people, and like that never gets brought up in like regards to negotiations of all this, you know? And again, it seems like the Sea Devils are just like the ones constantly trying to escalate the situation while the humans are trying to de-escalate. Into the second episode, they saw like nothing but a move that is nothing but pure spite. They literally throw all what they perceive to be like pollution and waste back onto land, causing untold damage and deaths. We see one of them occur on screen, and like again, it is a complicated situation because there's way more.
At least thousands should be dead.
I will say, for context, like pollution for the main negotiator had like damaged her laid eggs, and they just like became stillborn or equivalent. Yeah, but like she's actively endangering like countless people, other people with like family, children, people out taking the baby for a stroll, in risk with like something heavy falling on them. Barclay's daughter is almost hit by an anchor, which again, why are they throwing that back? It seems like the meadows are part of the natural world, and as you were saying earlier, rust actually helps with like the ecosystem.
Yeah, rust can help. That's why sometimes like you dump old rusting cars like near coral reefs, because coral is like attracted to the rust, and it just builds up on the car. So that's actually beneficial to have the stupid old rusty cars, like cars, anchors, the goddamn Titanic.
Also, like the Titanic is not in the shape they presented it as anymore. It is barely hanging on anymore years ago, let alone present day. The sign that says it is a Titanic is all but gone at this point. It would not be clearly identifiable as a Titanic.
There's no way that thing should be like a solid piece of anything. Like, it should just be like actual piles of just dust on the ocean floor.
And if that wasn't unreasonable enough, they start making various requests of like
demands.
The first one like would take time, and they could possibly provide technology to help it stop all pollutions and clean up what's already happened. They're able to throw it all up onto the surface again, so like you assume they'd have something to help break it down and prevent it, but no, they ain't doing that. They're just being spiteful.
They don't do that. Apparently they have enough technology to either magnetize the plastic so it launches into the air,
or just control the water and like manipulate it that way.
Yeah.
Either way,
they have the technology to launch all the plastic. That's like so hard that it kills people.
Well, I don't think that's like how hard they're launching. I feel like there's launching in the air and gravity's doing the work on the way back down.
I mean, it's just and then it's the fact that they're doing all this. It's like surely then they have the technology to, because they're even stated beforehand that they're centuries ahead of us culturally, technologically, and all that.
Yeah. Do you think they could share like some relevant technology to advance their own ends as well? You know, helping to clean up the pollution and prevent like further environmental damage, but no. And go on to the second point, all water is theirs now, whether it's like actually in it or in the air.
All water. It's not just the oceans. It's not just the oceans and the seas. No, all water. Even the lakes, rivers, and ponds. Who knows if they count your goddamn bath water? That's all of water. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it is. It goes back to the fundamental issue I have with, like I mentioned this, like nobody like countering the narrative. Oh, they're like here first, and it makes it all awkward. But yeah, we are also here. We developed naturally here as well as they did. We all both have equal rights to it.
But guess not. It's not. Apparently they are the. Oh, I was here first, so dibs is mine. That's the sort of like ideology they adhere to.
There's no effort for cohabitation with them at all. It just seems to be. Again, it has to be like either like some like right-wing chud ideology, supremacist, like, oh, they were here first, we should get like basically everything of use, because they're saying like they can't have access to like the land, like the sky above the ocean. That's just like the land, only the land, and that's airspace. Like, baffling enough. Like, despite like constant like the history of like sea travel within human history. You know, fishing that people use to sustain themselves, you know?
Yeah.
Or just like travel from like Ireland to the UK or whatnot, or, you know, to France or to the US. It's like, that's all done via air travel and like locks people in now. That's like incredibly damaging. People need shipping across the globe.
Yeah. Like, didn't that, ambassador say, my country relies on food imports. What, are we just now to all starve?
Yeah, it's like, again, no compassion, no empathy. It's just like cruel, pig-headed stubbornness. And like to that end, the third one is like next episode when we'll talk about that is meet us down at the sea, you know, deep in the sea,
at the very bottom of the sea.
Have a negotiation meeting, and it's like, for context. They tore down an entire wall in an important building and installed a huge pipe system, you know, to flood a room so they can come in and get decontaminated and all that and talk with the people, you know? And like, no similar offers made by them. It's expected to figure their own way down altogether, which again...
Unless they're going to use that sort of sucking technology, so it just like, in a way, like, rapidly sends you down to to where they are. But
well, again, I don't even know how that would work, because like the Silurians are like underground, and I can understand that, you know, the Sea Devils have access to technology and use it to drown people, but like which again, like there's a huge complication when it comes to the Silurians. It's like, okay, so is this a land seas only all rule gonna apply to them as well?
Yeah, exactly. Once if they do the, like, I can't quite remember, but I'm quite sure the Silurians also need like water and stuff to survive.
Yeah, like most basic life does.
Yeah. Are they screwed too? It's good too. Are they on the bad end of this deal as well, or like what?
It is truly baffling and a pig-headed turn out of left field that only serves to antagonize everybody and. Yeah, makes no sense, doesn't benefit the humans, doesn't benefit them, it's just purely there to make conflict. You know?
The whole idea is, oh, we'll send the rubbish, all the rubbish and pollution and whatnot back onto land. You can, we're giving you back what is yours, or what you made, or something like that. Not realizing that this problem will then just happen again in like 100 or so years ago, as everything eventually will go back into the oceans again.
Yeah, I will say, like, there is also a false equivalency here. Like, a bunch of sailors unaware, like, shoot a sea devil, not understanding what it is, and then they murder 2 military officers. Pollution, like, happening over like the last, you know, what's it, 150 years, we'll say like last 50 years when it comes to like ocean pollution, you know, with us being completely unaware the sea devils exist, is contrasted now with them throwing all of that, you know, sea pollution and metal as well, that they probably shouldn't, back onto land, actively killing, most assuredly, hundreds, if not thousands of people across the world. Just killing them instantly with like a tire hitting them and smashing their heads in. It is.
Remember the scene where the mother tells the daughter to go find safety. Go find safety.
Yeah, immediately gets out of the car and almost gets smashed by a giant tire.
Yeah, and nearly immediately
Baffling.
dies to falling to like steam tire that I think it like breaks a car or something like that. Or like takes a door mirror or something like that.
But again, it's just like a false equivalency between the actions of the Sea Devils and the humans, because the Sea Devils are being far more aggressive and antagonistic in this situation than the humans are.
We're actually saying sorry. We're actually saying, oh, we're sorry. We want to help out. We're wanting to do this. They're just like, nah, you died now.
Yeah, especially the whole water thing. That is a wildly absurd take. It's like they can stand on land and live on land. Does that mean they shouldn't be there? I would argue no. They should have equal right to be on land and explore that just as much as we have right to like use of the ocean, as long as we're not being wildly destructive to the environment.
Yeah. Oh,
you know?
Here's a question. What about the lakes in places where you can't get there apart from overland? Do they then need to get permission from us to get to that water? Do they have to then? Can we just say no to that then?
No, because they'll make their own tunnel, because like these are all stemming from them having more advanced technology and feeling like they don't have to negotiate with us whatsoever. They can just make demands.
Yeah, exactly. So there's all take and no give at all. I was like, why? It's like we're gonna die if nothing happens, and if we don't agree to at least very basic stuff.
Yeah, I will also say, on like at least on my personal opinion of this, like a lot of like the specifics of the environmental messaging, you know, while trying to do something positive, feels wildly out of date. Like at one point he says like, oh, we should be listening to the kids and what they're telling us about the environment. And it's like, I learned about like the environmental impact we were having as a kid, like over 20 years ago. And like, I'm pretty sure like, people like 10 years, older than me learned when they were a kid as well and whatnot. So, like, this is, since the 90s, we've been going over this. You know, it feels like wildly out of date, the way it is going over it in this show. There's definitely a more pointed way to like, you know, make this, I would also say a better way, to like acknowledge like the passivity of like humankind feeling hopeless and despair because we can't actively impact these things because most of the harm is being done by mega corporations that can afford to lobby and just buy off politicians to prevent any regulations being happening to them. Like it's a very despair-inducing situation that you feel like we can't really impact or do anything about. But again, the language they use is a language of like, you know, for lack of a specific example, the pay terminology of like carbon footprints that I believe it was BP paid a marketing company to come up with in order to divert blame to the populace as a whole, as opposed to the specific companies doing the harm. It's talking about everybody when it's only a few companies doing the massive amount of harm and impact here that people are powerless to stop and prevent. It is a massive difference than like, you know, again, in the first episode, they highlight like somebody like choosing to like throw a bottle into the ocean after they're done taking a drink from it, a plastic bottle. But like they're on a ship and it doesn't seem like they have a pool of other ones, so it would seem like it would just be the bottle that he's using and refill it somehow. It just stinks of remarkably lazy, outdated writing. Like it's still regurgitating like environmental talking points from the 90s as opposed to modernizing them in any way, especially in this context.
Exactly. It just sounds like the stuff that, as you said, like the stuff like Russell learned when he was a kid, and he's just like, oh, it's still the same now, isn't it?
It's really not. We're like more aware. Like, again, BP knew like the harm they were causing to the environment for years before it like entered the general conscious. And like I said, they paid a marketing term to come up with the term environmental footprint to make you refocus on yourself as opposed to focusing your attention unregulating the big companies.
Yeah.
It is wildly awful. What else? What else do I want to go into before we go into a general wrap up? Do speak up if you have anything. But I'm just thinking about it.
I know. I'm thinking about what else there was. Like,
well, we don't have to go into heavy plot beats. Just like what we want to talk about.
Because there's a lot more nitpicking than actual like plot points and plot holes that make no sense.
On the whole,
there's a lot of nitpicking that needs in this.
On the whole, while not, I would say, quite as bad as Disney Who, it is still just a mid-series that doesn't have much, if anything, going for it. And one of the, actually a few negatives it might have going on for it is like in the second episode they introduce a gender fluidity element to Salt. The lead negotiator for the Sea Devils.
The homo amphibian.
I'm just calling them all the Sea Devils. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid.
But like, hey, it's kind of problematic because the way it gets introduced is like they get aggressive and then shift into a more male-looking persona, which again is problematic in its own right. And B, like this era of Disney Who has been like very tiring and like stopping like multiple episodes to like point out and say here's a queer character that doesn't have like any impact on the plot whatsoever or relevance. We're just stopping to let you know there's a queer character in this episode. That's it. Moving on. And like I said myself, Lich doesn't see the appeal of it as much as I do, but like if they do something where like Barkley like is kind of presented as a bi/pan situation and is cool with either form of Salt and they start like flirting and it affects negotiations, well, I can't say that would necessarily be good or high art. It will at least justify its presence within the script and make it impactful as opposed to just a spectacle of representation. Which, another example, we have like another person in a wheelchair. It's not even like a super smart person. It's just someone who's like
kind of just there.
Yeah, spouting inane lines, you know. And again, I don't even know.
It seems to just all he does is say lines that people have kind of like already said.
That and like they have the person from the Giggle episode, you know, the specials.
Yeah.
And she's not presented a particularly great light either. Like she was never. Really, I don't think she ever has been. But like that's kind of a problem. She's supposed to be a head scientific advisor, and we don't feel her impact in that regard. In fact, we see
her impact. We don't feel her knowledge. We don't feel really anything. She doesn't like.
And a big problem is like in episode 2, like the most impactful part is just presenting grunt work anybody could have done.
What? Yeah. Why does it have to be her doing that?
Uncovering what's the French military lady.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, it's apparently her specifically doing that as UNIT's scientific advisor.
I don't know. Oh my god.
And that also she's like in the conference room with Kate Bishop, Genesis Clark, talking through what's it like a bunch of the stuff. But it feels like you would specifically have a bunch of psychologists and like and negotiators and for lack of a better term, people good at manipulation or like emotional connection on hand in that room to help sort throughout all of that, not just a bunch of like quote unquote knowledgeable smart people who may not be that emotionally intuitive. It's a different skill set that you expect different people to be on hand for.
But apparently they're not there. It's
Oh god, and speaking of Kate, her love affair with the beefcake?
What's his name? Alexandro or something?
I have no idea. I'm not gonna hate on it too much. I'm not gonna get into age gap Discord or anything, that's fine. It just feels like Kate, basically how Kate is presented now, she seems like the type of person to have 5 ex-husbands.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
This is just our latest boy toy.
Exactly.
And like, if they leaned into that, there would at least be something interesting and memorable about the character. But as it stands now, it's just like, just kind of happening because fuck it, we introduced this character for the specials. We may as well justify his existence somehow alongside Kate.
It's kind of just he's there for that basically for that one scene.
His
in episode 2.
his entire existence is just to be there without any major impact whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like since he's been introduced in the special and throughout all that. Again, they were hoping to do a spin-off, and like he was handsome and attractive enough. They were hoping something would come of that, but then this is a spin-off they did as opposed to a unit-focused show. So it's hard to give him as much attention and whatnot. Oh, so what was the robot saying? He wasn't in this at all, despite
he's just again, he's just not there.
Yeah, and you
all the
think,
people
given
that
like he's an advanced like alien robot thing helping Unit out, you think they would be consulting him specifically in order to. Honestly, I'm surprised he's not Unit's head scientific advisor right now.
Yeah,
you know, it would make more sense because he might actually be able to like know stuff about how they're doing things. You know, maybe not like know everything off the top of the head, but be smart enough to figure out the technology. Yeah. As opposed to like the doctor, which knows basically a lot of stuff off the top of the head.
Yeah, I would also think that he would know how to, like, since he's basically an AI or a robot or something.
Yeah, alien robot.
He would be able to like catch all the photos that get uploaded about Barclay, or all the posting photos, all the. He would be able to hack that stupid drone.
As opposed to getting shot out of the air. Unsettling everybody. That's weird, but whatever.
Yeah, there's a scene. There's basically a scene where they're all about. In the episode, they're all gathering together. All these ambassadors and people from all 195 countries. So every country in the world is there. And there's a paparazzi or news crew like drone.
Yeah, there's a drone that gets shot of the air. It's very dull. It gets
shot out of the air with a live gun that's not silenced at all, so it's everybody can hear it. So clearly that would terrify people.
And that bullet has to come down somewhere. It wasn't getting lodged in the drone. That got shattered to pieces. So somebody's at risk.
And the fact is, there's two reasons why they didn't need to shoot it. One, it could have easily been hacked into because this is Unit. You know, they have like advanced technology for humans to begin with.
And
two,
what's it? Yeah, they have reflective glass.
The goddamn glass is one way. This drone wouldn't be able to see anything anyways.
It's very baffling. But yeah, just unless you have like something else specifically you want to go into, just like the thoughts on these two episodes as a whole. Again, I'll reiterate it. They are mid-bordering on kind of bad. Not as bad as like, what was it, the Disney Who, but like nowhere near exceptionally good, even decent. Even if I like some of the actors in it and think they're good screen presence, it's still like. How did this not just get another pass to be like something decent? I said this before about the one with the tissue sample. Just have him be replaced by like a Zygon for a day who wants a bunch of money. And like have him do the trade.
We fought on that scene for what, 5 minutes?
No, like that came out like instantly for me, like 30 seconds.
Exactly. That idea took no time at all, and it fits perfectly and
makes more sense. And if you want to like do the political commentary of him being here on a visa, you could then like have his job be at risk because of this leak, you know, despite it being like a Zygon doing it, and like they can like figure out it's a Zygon but not know which one it is. They're just kind of like stuck up a river without a paddle in that regards, and still do all the political commentary about like visas and workers, and have it actually be way more effective than like being bribed with citizenship. Like, and that's the part. It's all so shallow. It could all be. It's just one more pass pass as a writer with like a lot of passion, and it could be so much better. Something that's like decent, or dare I say, even good. But that's like the problem with this entire era of like Disney Doctor Who. It's always just like so close with just like the handful of changes that could flip its fortune from being terrible episodes to being decent or fantastic, you know?
Yeah.
Again, what was it? We were talking a bit before the start recording, all during recording, about what's it, Dot and Bubble, and I literally said it would be so much better if it was just like Ronnie was done with a social experiment and wanted to clean up a playground, and that's why there was the lizards and the robot drones doming people. You know, instead of it being a hat on top of a hat there, which I don't know how the drones made the bugs in the first place. Whatever. And that would also explain why the doctor is not able to get in there, because it's another Time Lord's playground that they protected. That's like such a better episode in that regard. But like, no. It's again hat on top of hat for a surprise reveal later. But anyhow, getting slightly off topic there. It's just I don't revel in it being bad. I'm not happy about this. We were talking about like multiple times, went on tangents throughout like trying to watch this live about different episodes or different bits of the lore, and actually cared and were very passionate about that.
Yeah.
And enjoy talking about that as opposed to like watching these episodes. And that doesn't make me happy. I want this to be good. I want the Disney Who to be good. I want it all to be good and enjoyable.
I wanted it
but
to
it's
be,
just
like,
been so bad
beginning.
for a decade.
No.
A decade has been bad.
It's just, I'm generally at points think, let's just give Doctor Who, like, give it a break, give it like some time to, like, in a sense, go into rehab and understand what the hell went wrong, and find out what's gone wrong in its past 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just like they don't have good writers that like properly care about it anymore. Like you can see like the difference in quality between when Rossi D. Davis cared about what's it, David and Catherine Tate being back on the show versus like the rest of his run. It is noticeably worse with all the stuff he's written.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's just I don't know. Is it just the people? It's just like, does he not like the? Does he just not like the actors, or does he not like his staff or something like that? That you just go,
he was just kind of going through the motions, and like I have like a whole review I want to make for the seasons as a whole, but it feels like he just didn't get in the headspace that he was like the first time around anymore, and that was a detriment to the show. You know, does he wanted to do it like for it to be something else, but it's not a Doctor Who. It's a very specific writing style, which can work and do like good representation for things as well within that writing style. But it's just like a different approach I refuse to go back to. Oh yeah, I will also say, just a final footnote for me, this just feels like a worse knockoff of like Children of Earth so far. Yeah, you know?
There's a lot of like direct, in a sense, either inspiration or just straight up take that scene from Children of Earth and just make it worse.
Yeah, it's like the premises are like a little too close, and you have to put like specific work into making it different. And again, they're just kind of not going through the blandest motions.
I know, like I think one of the constant remarks that you and I made for it was that stupid tunnel. Right. Yeah. They build this massive tunnel that like this massive diameter tunnel. It's huge. It's as big as the entire building. But there's no reason for it. They could easily have just made it like 3 meters tall. And it would still function just as well. Exactly, it would function exactly the same, but at the same time, you don't need to do it because the sea devils breathe air as well.
No, yeah, could have just as easily walked up to the building, but no.
They could have just walked up, but no.
No, they have the tank there just for the visual.
Yeah.
That's the only reason it's there.
You see a brief scene of building the tunnel and knocking down walls and whatnot. For no reason whatsoever. Again, in Children of Earth, they build the tank because the aliens literally cannot survive inside it.
It is just sad, all of it. So much of it seems unnecessary or just like bland and uninspired.
Yeah.
It could be good. It is like an interesting premise, especially if they do push back. Like I said, as opposed to just like accepting, oh, they were here first, and like that
Yeah.
somehow like affects things, like the moral right to exist on this planet as a species that evolved here. Because something else came first, like they got dibs. That's not how that works.
That's not how that works at all.
Yeah, like if maybe if they were like alive and around, like I said, and like saw us coming into our own as a species, and did something about that, who knows then? But they're all in hibernation, and now we both exist here, and we have to figure out a way to
We're both
coexist.
existing. We're both they're both sentient.
Well, I mean,
species.
within the narrative of the show.
Yeah. They're both sentient species. They can't just. What are we supposed to just pack our bags and leave? Leave? We can't do that.
Again, I desperately need them to push back against it, which, again, while people say, like, the, Doctor Who episode was kind of bland and not a good sign, especially because it was, like, written by Chris Chibnall. So, you know. At the very least, it did push back against that, you know?
Yeah,
It
that's true.
did present, like, the Earth is only for, Silurians, as, like, the
Silurians.
extremist military idea, and, like, the social political leader was trying to find some kind of peace. At least they presented that. Was like, here, it's like, I don't know, maybe, like, the, Sea Devils are like a far-right faction from, the Silurians. Who effing knows?
Who knows? Exactly. Who knows?
I mean, if they actually purposely address that and go into it and push back against it, that'd actually be good and decent writing. I don't think they're going to. So
They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I have like, because the next episode's this Sunday. This Sunday, I think, at some time on Sunday. I believe that they're gonna go down to it, but it's gonna be like some like incredibly. It's gonna be like a militaristic society. You're constantly watched. You're constantly monitored. You're constantly watched. Like everyone's got like open guns. Everyone's already gunning for you to. In a sense, like they want you to make make some form of like taboo or mistake or something. Just like they're just wanting some sort of justification. And it's gonna be those stupid fuckwits in that side room where with the general, the two generals one. It's gonna be one of them that sparks it. Or is it just because they're incompetent?
Yeah, probably. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. This could have been something, but it isn't. It's been the case for a decade.
It's that, yeah. I can't see that this would be a very impressive recovery if they come back to make this good or interesting.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. Here's hoping, but it's going to be one hell of a recovery to do that, though. So,
at the very least, if it's not like good, I hope it can at least rise above the muddled mid to a decent. At least that will feel like people are trying, man. People are trying, and maybe it just all got muddled from like different writers and executive mandates and whatnot.
How many writers were there for this thing? Because there was clearly more than there needed to be.
And also clearly not very well researched.
Yeah, and they never talked to each other. You know, like it's just. I think it just says it's only. I think it's just only Russell that wrote this. But it feels like he can. It feels like for me, it feels like there was multiple people. Because if there is, why do they always keep forgetting about the goddamn pearl?
Yeah, that was stupid. They don't comprehend how it's happening.
It's like being in the modern day and being like absolutely confused and stopped by a TV. It's ridiculous.
Now, I'm trying to look it up right now, but it's not really stars.
Written by Russell T. Davies and Pete McTighe.
Oh my god, so many of his episodes have been mid. I'm very mad that he is back. There we are, director, Pete McTighe, of course. Well, okay, it just says one episode, so...
Yeah. There we go.
So I feel like it seems...
Ty wrote the second and third episodes. Oh boy!
Now, where are you finding that?
Boy.
Because...
It's just even on Wikipedia.
There we are. I'm looking at IMDb.
Yeah, it says the two split writing duties across the ground, with Davies writing the premiere and the finale episodes, McTeague writing the second and third episode, and the two are co-writing the fourth one. That explains why the second was so awful.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, the first one was slightly better. It wasn't great, but...
It wasn't great, but
that's not how you... That's not how you collaborate. You co-write every episode together. Yeah. That's how you do that. I can't take any more bad news. Let's wrap this up.
It says the first read-through of all 5 episodes occurred over a year ago. So they had... it started filming 10 days later? They had 10 days to make adjustments, and there was
that feels wildly too tight. Oh well. On that bad note, I unless you have anything else you want to say, I think we should wrap up.
I generally don't know. I don't know how they can recover this. They have 5. There's only 5 episodes.
4 episodes and 6 in total.
No, it just says there's only 5.
Oh, I thought there was like 6 left on the Disney deal, and this was allocated to. Oh well, whatever.
The 2 came out on Sunday. Then we've got 2. Oh, we've got 2 more coming out next Sunday. So the 14th, there's 2 more.
Again, that feels very foolhardy as opposed to like spacing it out over the course of a month, month and a half.
Yeah, because they're trying to do this over, like, they want it done over and done. Feels like they just want it over and done with before Christmas. Because I feel like the contract with Disney ends on Christmas.
Well, it wouldn't be Christmas. It would definitely be like some kind of...
probably it's like the end of the year.
Well, no, even then, I feel like contracts like this, unless they're specifically specifying like the end of the year, would be like tied to a financial year, which is slightly different.
That'll be the end of April. That'll be end of March for it.
Yeah.
So there's only 5 episodes. 2 are coming out on Sunday, with the final one on the following Sunday.
Yeah, well, anyhow,
This is gonna be absolutely brilliant because we've got Pete writing and co-writing the next 2 episodes.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, he's a very mid-writer, from what I understand. Like all the things I'd like to look up that he specifically did, or like episodes I wouldn't watch again. You know?
I know. What did he? Let's see. What did he?
Well, that's not good. No, that's not.
He wrote Blam. He wrote Kerblam.
Oh God, yeah, I hate that.
That explains why this episode sucks. He wrote Kerblam and he wrote Paraxis.
Again, both bad mid-episodes. What the? What have I done here?
God. He wrote He had to write Paraxis. Why?
To hurt us. Anyhow, let us wrap up this video because it's got. We're wrapping up the video. We're wrapping up the video.
I'm just gonna get more angry.
We just hit 51 minutes. Like again, that's why I said I looked it up previously. A lot of his are like the most mid episodes you couldn't pay me to watch again. They're just like they're just bad.
They're just awful.
So yes, be sure to check out Lich's YouTube channel, Twitch channel, hopefully his like streaming channel that he will set up soon, right?
Yeah.
I should be able to link all of that in the description, or if do you have a link tree or something?
No, this is just a thing. But I'll send you the whole things.
I mean, it is a good idea to make a link tree or something equivalent in the future.
I know. I only have two things to link to, anyways. Just my Twitter and this. That's all.
Well, again, YouTube channels as well. Linktree.
When I get to it, yes.
Anyhow, be sure to do that. You can find the VOD for this over there, or hopefully on one of the YouTube channels at some point. And je ne sais quoi, where was I? Oh yes, you can watch more here on my channel, sod'spassionprojects. Hit like and subscribe. I should have mentioned that earlier. Got off-railed. Oh well. And you can find all sorts of stuff via my link tree, including my streaming channel, Sod Passion Gaming, and on YouTube and Twitch, and a whole other bunch of stuff. Discord, all that stuff. Should be starting a new season for what's it, streaming content soon with a new model, if it all works out right. As I said before, it can be described as both like this Linka fan, what's it, je ne sais quoi, inspired model, but also the Goombait model. Oh, so many shiny neuron activating bots. Anyhow, comment down below, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that good stuff. Follow, what the hell is that? That's what I'm doing. Been a while since I've been on this particular page. What's it seen in OBS? I gotta like examine a bunch of stuff. Anyhow, do all the good stuff for both of us. Thank you ever so kindly. And now it's time to say ta-ta and auf Wiedersehen until we meet again. Bye-bye.